Okay, so Hourglass is the next in the FTB series. So for this episode, we're going to look at the hovering hourglass. So for the hovering hourglass, this is it here. It's kind of a complicated block. So there's a lot of things it can do. It's basically just a timer though, and it uses a new way of working. So we need sand. So you can use red sand as well, soul sand, and this sand, right? And regular sand. Regular sand adds, basically you add sand to it to increase its timer. And actually we're going to do this in here because there is a thing that happens with mana bursts. So right, if we put down the hourglass and then we add in some sand, right? It'll only add some this way. So we just added 32 of regular sand, I think. But it won't let us add another sand. See, it took out the 32 sand because it'll just wipe it. It can't have two different types. You need to put them in with hoppers if you want to be specific. And this, you can see it's much slower. The soul sand, that's because each soul sand is a minute. So what we're going to do is we're actually just going to take that out and we're going to put in one sand. You can see there, it'll automatically flip itself to reset the timer as well. So there you go, you can see it working there now. So this puts out like a redstone signal every time that it does that. So let's get some red stone and a torch. Torch. This one, yep. Okay, so let's go over here and put this down so you can see what it's doing. And then there is other things it can do. So I'm going to show you this here. So you can see here it pulses every time that it flips. And you can add in more sand to get it go at different rates and stuff. Right, and we'll put you over here so you can see what it does with the torch. So it doesn't really work on a torch. It has to apply to a direct route. So like, but if we put the torch at the end here, the torch, sorry, we need to put the torch in a block in order for this to work. You'll do. Okay. There you go. So now you can see the torch flashes. Okay, so that's how that works, but there is a thing with mana bursts that works too. So in order to do this, we are going to need to get this wand. We're going to make sure we're in bind mode. We're going to bind you over here. There you go. So every time a mana burst hits it, it stops. So we need to put more sand in for this to be seen. So let's add 5 seconds. Okay. Alright, 6 seconds. 6 seconds of those. Right, so you see there's no mana burst going at it. Actually, it's probably getting blocked by that. Let's go for... Or is there any mana? Doop. Okay, so it's not doing anything there. I think I know what I need. Do we have one though? That is the question. Mana pool. Yeah, we do. Okay. So let's put the mana pool after this. That way they will shoot. You might need a lens, which I have in here. The phantom. Where's the phantom? We'll put you on to the bottom one. Right, so that goes through that now, and when it hits this, it stops it from moving. That should work. It's not working. Okay, well anyways, there is another mode. That's what it's meant to do, but there is another mode. So if we go to function mode and we switch the function of this, so now it's locked. So that means that you can't add any more sand to it. And how do you... There's a way to change... Maybe we need bind mode. Right click. Stopped. Alright, you can see it does get stopped by the mana pulse. It's just the pulse isn't going fast enough. Okay. it only stops the timer, but it keeps it going. Now, let's figure out this other thing. There is 2 other modes to this thing. Or am I thinking of something else, maybe? Well, we'll look for it here now, so... Hovering... I'm going to be thinking of the next item that I'm going to do next episode. Right-clicking, chamber, blah, blah, blah. Collide to the block. Okay. What does it say? Mana powder. We need mana powder. That's what we need. Do I have any of that stuff? I don't know if I have any of that. No. Nah. Powder, nope. So we need to make some mana powder. Which is gunpowder, okay. Gunpowder, yep. Take a few of that. No! Big mistake. Oh wait, we can probably change it back. I put it in the wrong mana pool. That's what happened there. There you go. Okay. So now we have mana powder. So mana powder changes it from a timer into a counter. So what will happen is, if I put this in, every time a pulse goes through it, it'll count 1, and that's what will happen there. So it'll show you when something goes through it rather than counting time, and it will flip it itself still. There we go. So it counts again, and this is so you can wait until a mana burst happens to send a redstone signal to something to put something in to do something else. So like, say for example, a good example would be if you were doing munch juice and you're waiting for the certain amount of mana to come out of one tree. So you'd wait until a certain amount of the tree is done. You'd wait until all of the tree has been cut down, and then you dig out that tree, and then you'd wait until the munch juice stopped making mana, or stop making mana, or they produce a certain amount of mana with the clicks here, and then you would put another tree down. Another way of doing that, which would be less efficient, would be to just put a really, really long timer for the estimated time that it takes for them to get through a whole tree. But yeah, that's how that works. Anyways, you could use it to automate a few different things. Okay, so that's this episode, guys. That is the hovering hourglass, so I will see you in the next one. Good luck.